Yo! Okay, so we're just starting out, but we're still making video games. I feel bad because there wasn't a Fragment Friday last night, so I kind of wanted to stream video games, but I also need to work on this. So, here we are. So, last time we worked on Fist and Tofu block. So this time we're working on Meat Buns block, the bomb block.
I love you cold.
Want a blanket, Muff?
I think she was standing in the window.
Oh. So what did you miss? Let's see here. I don't know how far back you were. The engine is effectively done. The AIs on all the opponents are effectively done. I've got a title menu that kind of works. A character select screen that kind of works. And then I'm working on making graphics, final graphics for the various gems. Muffin wants to say hi.
Bye, Muff.
Yeah, the AI stuff was an adventure, let me tell you. Which I have been effectively referring to as AI hell. Because I was working on the stupid AI for this game for so long. Okay, so Meat Buns block is going to animate a little bit differently from everything else. Let's see, 45 is too big, but not by much. No, because I'm gonna have to bring that into, so let's knock it down to 40. Okay, how's that looking? I can go one higher. Or would I want to go wider? I feel like I want to go wider. I can do that. Or do I want to go one wider still?
Muffin!
And then knock that down. Look like a bomb. I feel like the top of this needs to be flatter, but I think if I go any flatter, I need to make it small. So let's go back to, what did I have it at? 40. Morning Daisy. I had it at 40, let's knock it down to 38. Okay, so I got this going all the way over to that. That's good, but now I made it too small. Let's go back to 40. I'm thinking 40 is alright, and I just... Okay, so 2 in, so let's go there and go that way. Yeah, I'm thinking 40's alright, and I just fudged up. That's a bomb! That's a bomb! That's a good-looking bomb! That's a good-looking bomb. Okay, now, let's see, we have, effectively... Okay, I'll tweak that in a second. Hypothermia's here. So I'm thinking... I like that, doing that. That's a good diagonal. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's start this then with... I guess that'll work. That's already done, actually. This one needs erased, anything. There we go, nice and symmetric. There we go, that looked decent enough. Bomb. Actually, I want to add a little bit more to it. Okay, so we got that little bit there. This light side also has... Just go 4. There we go, that's not too bad. Now we got a nice looking bomb. So this bomb does not have a shine animation. What it will have, however, is a countdown. I don't know what you're talking about, Alexander. Up until now, we've been making a game that's functional and playable. This is just making it look decent. I'm gonna want to do this on a new layer. Oh, that's not centered at all. It's not going to be centered up and down either. Dang it. I don't know if I can center it up and down. Maybe they'll just have to be a pixel too low. I have an odd number of pixels. Should I make a 0? Or should it go like 3, 2, 1, blow? Or should it go like 3, 2, 1, 0, blow? Okay, so this one I'm not actually going to be including in this mess. But thinking about it, what am I on? So I don't know if I want to do it for 13 or 12. In fact, a 12 doesn't exist, so whatever. I don't know if I want to do this for Ogre's Block. I mean, maybe, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. I'm just gonna leave it like it is for now, and I'll worry about changing the code for that later. In the meantime... In the meantime, what we're looking at is move gem movement. Or move gem movement. Let's see here. I don't know, theoretically that works. So, you know what, I'm just gonna run it and we're gonna see what happens. Because I'm wondering how the animation... I'm wondering how the animation is going to work for this. Like, if I change the animation anywhere in-game, or if I do not. I'm going to have to change the timing on it, that's for sure. Because I'm going to want this animation to last approximately as long as the thing. Like, that's just a matter of changing frame delay, though, so that shouldn't be a big problem. So if the animation runs fine, then I can change the frame delay, and if I fix the frame delay, and then it all just works, then we're done. And that's pretty rockin'. That easy. And then we can move on to the next gem, which I think is Rhina's block. The roulette block. Which is going to function very similarly to the bomb block.
Oh my goodness, our fan is like freaking out.
Yeah. That's actually timed pretty darn well all on its own. Frame delay needs to be a little bit longer, and it's looping, which is another problem. So, loop is no. Frame speed. I may need to bump that up another. Still needs to be a little longer, yeah. Do we want that blank frame? Do we want that blank frame where there's no number, or do, as soon as you throw it, do we want it to start with the 3? Three out the gate. Alright, Meat Bun, what do you got for me? I think this works pretty well. And with that, I think we can call Meat Bun's block done. So next up is Rhina's block. So I don't know if this is centered. Let's find out. That is exactly centered. Wow. Got that crap. Nah. I've been on the wrong layer. Hmm. That's not bad. I can dig it. As with the bomb and the swirly thing on the left, a lot of the time that I spent kind of theorizing and planning and figuring out what I want is it's done while I'm not streaming, but it's hard to give you a time of like this is how long it takes me, because I tend not to do it on a hard schedule. Like, I'm going to plan now. I just tend to do it like while I'm driving to work or whatever. Got downtime thinking about something else. I do this infrequently enough that I have plenty of time to just kind of let ideas come to me when they need, as they come to me. But I do have to sit down and think, like, what the crap do I even want Tofu's block to do? Sometimes it's not so easy, like, it'll get to the point where I need to implement something for a stream, because I stream kind of at scheduled times. What the Pope? No, that's right. And I haven't come up with an idea in time. So I may just implement something that's kind of garbage and go from there. Like, I'll figure something out. Maybe it doesn't work, but then even once I implement something, maybe that'll help give me an idea about what to do. Like with something that does work. Like it'll give me a way to maybe improve it. This block in particular actually gave me quite a bit of trouble. Not so much its execution, but like figuring out what I wanted the block to look like. So, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted something that looked like, that something had to do with a roulette to look like. So I started thinking about what other things Rhina does and can do, and kind of one of the chiefs of that, I suppose, was she also uses a yo-yo to fight. So I started thinking, like, what would a yo-yo block look like? And I was thinking, like, maybe just a big circle, but I can't just do a big circle. It also doesn't read as yo-yo. I could do, like, the 3/4 yo-yo, which would kinda work, like a yo-yo at an angle. That would kinda work, but that wouldn't work if I wanted something on the face of it that you could read. So I ended up thinking like a spiky yo-yo. And like this doesn't read as a yo-yo anymore, but I feel like it gets its point across. And there we go, now we got a nice little gem for that. Oh, Pope! I made it stick all the way to the edge! Oh, no! Oh, that's frustrating, because I was, like, done. Well, we'll see how horrible this looks. I mean, the spikes aren't as predominant as I would like, but whatever, you get the idea. That arrow needs to be a large amount larger. Yeah, the one in Crystal Shards, it had a form that looked like this. It was its spike form. By default, it looked like a D20 or something. Eh. Okay, so speed 10, loop, yes. I don't know if I want this one to be speed 10. I'll knock this down to like speed 5. And then time to see what it looks like. Alright, Rhino, what you got? One of the frames is an awkward frame speed. Okay, let's try this again. The arrow is lopsided, and I feel like it needs to rotate faster. I figured it was going to be lopsided, but you just never know. I feel like I need to add diagonals to this spin. Yeah, I need to add diagonals. Hey there, Bunny Man. gray band along it near the base. Alright, that's about as close as I feel like I'm gonna get just by eyeballing it. Why do I feel like that's not centered? Because it's not. Ugh. And you're not even trying! Okay, there, I think, and it looks centered. Oh my goodness, why does it take so long to rotate? That looks about right. Yes. Okay, so let's start with you, then 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 you. Needs to spin faster. Which, I mean, makes sense. I added twice as many frames. Smooth as crap, but still needs to rotate faster. Still needs to spin faster. I may up that to just a little bit more. hesitant to go the full 20. Let's go the full 20. I want it to be spinning fast enough that you can't, like, easily anyway, watch the arrow and guess where the arrow is going to be pointing when the timer runs out. Like, I don't want it to seem like where it chains is actually dependent on the arrow. And if it's spinning fast enough, then I think that's fine. But if it's spinning too slow, then you start to assume that. Honestly, I don't... Honestly, I don't like the quarter circle idea. Mostly because... If it's just a matter of animating, like if you want the quarter circle symbol, but animated, that to me just doesn't make any sense. But if you just wanted to enhance the animation, then you would need to embrace animation techniques, such as smearing or ghosting. If you were going to... If you wanted, like, a static quarter circle symbol, then I don't feel like that actually portrays what this is doing at all. Like, I wouldn't see a static quarter circle and guess at all what this... Like, that... It conveys nothing about what the gem does. I feel like making the spikes larger to make it look like an explosion also conveys much less of what the gem does. What does the gem do? It's, after a time limit, it effectively destroys itself and chains in the direction of one of the connected gems. And it'll be, if it's connected to more than one, then it'll chain randomly as to which one. Yeah, if I'm changing the arrow to look like like a chain link arrow, we're making the design too complicated. Like, at that point, there's way too much going on, and I don't think a physical chain is going to mean anything to me. I don't think it would mean anything to me. Like, imagine if you would, that... The reason I like the arrow is it feels like it does what it looks like it does. Which is you have the little arrow spinning around, and after an amount of time, you would assume, wherever the arrow is pointing, it'll chain that way and get rid of all connecting gems. So, like, if when the arrow stops, it's pointing to the right, and the right happens to be, like down here, the right happens to be blue, well, not anymore. Let's say it lands here, and it chains down, then it would go and chain all of these yellows down. Or lands here and chains right, it would go boom and just destroy all of those greens going right. I feel like it does exactly what it looks like it does, the only issue being that it's not actually dependent on where the arrow is facing. Because for one, it's it will always chain in a direction. If there's only one connection and that connection is down, it will chain down. I do feel like, would it be difficult to make it actually chain in the direction the arrow is pointing? Very. Making it move randomly, I feel like would actually be more... Or make it animate randomly, I feel like would actually make slightly more sense. So it doesn't feel like a timing issue. My only issue with that is that it doesn't look very smooth. CCCM, I still don't feel like that would mean anything to me seeing it. And y'all are making this way too complicated. Like, I can't put, like, huge animations on the end of this thing. You know what the animation on this one is? Nothing. They're commenting that the... I think they're mostly trying to improve the animation of this gem, so it's more obvious what it's doing. It's Rhina's gem, the roulette block. Where what I have is it's just this, and it spins. The only issue that I have is I wanted to speed it up fast enough so it didn't look like it was dependent on the animation, because it's not. I felt like if the animation is going slowly enough, then you can very distinctly see it's facing in this direction when it chains. And it's going to very distinctly go like, why did it chain backwards? That doesn't make any sense.
I think the arrow should point in the direction that it's going to change.
That's going to be a absolute nightmare program.
What you could do
Yes.
is when it spawns, pick a number between 0 and the last frame. And then have a countdown timer and have it loop the animation. And then as a condition, on frame timer end, if countdown timer is less than or equal to 0, explode or chain or whatever it does. So just have it loop until the timer ends. No, have it count down, and then have it loop until both the timer is 0 and it has hit the frame.
I mean, I kind of know what I would need to do to get this done. It would still just be kind of a nightmare to get in and actually change the gems code that way. I mean, I can.
I
But-
think
Well, the issue here is I just sped it up enough that it looks like you take one of those little spinners and you go "Ding." So it's just going wow really quick, and like I was just doing that so you could look at it and see it go like and you go okay, that's cool. And then it wasn't as obvious which direction it was facing when it chained.
I think it would read best to the player if it was like a Jeopardy spinner. Not appearance-wise, but
Jeopardy spinner?
you know how in Jeopardy it starts and then it goes, and then you can very clearly see it tick over the one.
Not at all what
No,
you're
never mind.
talking about.
Never mind. Ignore that I said that.
Do you mean Wheel of Fortune?
Yes.
Because there's
not
no-
Jeopardy.
Because there's no spinner in Jeopardy.
Okay, I meant Wheel of Fortune. Can we pretend that I'm not a fucking idiot?
And I'm just like trying to piece it together like I have
What did I say about pretending that I'm not a fucking idiot?
I have no idea what you're talking
You're not
about.
pretending that I am not an idiot. I am reversing this conversation. I never said the word Jeopardy.
Okay. So I just changed it to I mean I just made it so it spun really fast. So it wasn't as obvious which direction it was facing when the timer ran out. But then people in the chat were saying like, oh, you could put an animation on the block of like make the arrow look like it's in a chain with an arrow, or when it's spinning, make it like two gems coming together so it's obvious it's gonna connect to the other, or make the tips on it glow, or there is way too much going on with that gem. When like, by comparison, this gem does nothing. It does that.
Yeah.
That's what that gem does. Okay, so y'all are telling me, effectively, that I may be forced to actually go in and change this stupid gem, so it actually stops on the correct frame of animation, which I hate, but...
Or what you could do is, this would be really stupid, and the player would get really confused. But, like, as soon as it stops, just have it go to that frame of animation. Just, like, jump.
See, the thing is, you don't even see it, though. When it stops, it blows up, and it's gone.
Yeah,
Like, the
I
issue
do-
is when it was spinning slowly enough, you could see where it was going to point when the timer ran out.
I do think that it would read best to the player if they did see it, like, chain in the direction that it's pointing.
Ugh. So that's the only thing that that's the only thing that comes to mind, though, is making it actually stop on the correct point. As frustrating as that's gonna be. Oh, I don't want to have to look back into the code for these gems. I don't want to look back into code at all. Friggin' code's a nightmare. Okay, roulette block. This is my code for the roulette block. You taking a brief second to look into that, Onirism you suggested? It does look kinda cute. Now, somebody just suggested a game, said it looks cute. It does look kinda cute. I mean, you can run around in your pajamas. I want to run around in my pajamas. The game. Oh, I can scroll down. So is the game out, or what? There's an official demo. And if there's a demo, like, visually the game looks pretty polished, and if there's a demo, then that would lead me to believe that it's at least on its way to coming out. Like, anymore, I'm a little shaky getting behind games that look like they're in very early development, because, like, who knows it's gonna be years before this game comes out, and half the time the team, like, breaks apart, and they go, oh, well, we couldn't get it to what we wanted to look like, and, or just disappears, or whatever. But, like, if it looks like it's getting somewhere, then, like, hey, we may actually be seeing something soon. That's something to keep an eye out.
Yeah. Granted, visual demo was like freaking 2.5 years before.
And especially, like, visually, the game looks done visually. Like, if you showed me all of this and said it's a finished game, I'd believe it. But if there's a demo... Like, if there's a demo you can play, Sketchington said that the demo's got a lot of content in it, then I'd be willing to bet this is pretty far in development. Wait, so what's on itch.io? Is it just the demo? I'll get to that in a second. Alright, code, how do you work? Ah, there we are, it is. I couldn't find a link to itch.io. Okay, so that is the demo that's on itch. I'll have to give that a look. Okay, back to what I was doing. Whew. Okay, so it seems like the coding for this gem's execution is relatively simple, but let's see what I have to do to get it to work with this. Okay. Let me think for a minute here. So what do I use Tempex for? Oh, I use Tempex for that. Oh my goodness, I have programmed this thing in perhaps the absolute worst way to make this animation line up with it. In fact, I may just need to reprogram the gem.
Hopefully, changing the battery works, because otherwise I might scream. This is the second time this pen has just given up on me. Hey, it was a dead battery! Okay. Hopefully. Sorry.
Okay, so ideally there's a countdown timer. When the timer finishes, ideally I would check if everything... I would have to check what matches can be made, and then I would have to random until I find one of those matches. No, because I'm comparing to the animation. So what I would have to do is check the direction. I would have to check all available directions and compare them to where the arrow is pointing. And if one of them matches, chain in that direction. If none of them match, wait. It's a roulette block because it has a degree of... It needs to animate because it has a degree of randomness to it that I want to convey. I want to convey that the gem is doing something, because this is a gem you cannot at all interact with. So I don't want this gem to come down, you can't do anything with it, and you're just stuck for an indeterminate amount of time before it reacts on its own. This is like why I added with the bomb block, I added the countdown timer.
So how do you do this now?
No, I'm figuring it out.
Okay.
I mean, what I do right now is, first things first, as soon as the timer hits 0, I destroy the gem. So that's gonna have to change, obviously. Then I look at all gems adjacent to it, and check to see if they even exist. If they do exist, like if any of them exist, then I randomly pick one of them and chain to it. So I have to do... Really, I have to not do any of this. When the timer hits 0, I need to check to see which ones exist. if any of them exist, I feel like what I'm going to want to do is compare which ones exist to its current state of animation to see if it's actually pointing in one of the directions that it can chain to, and if it can chain to that direction, chain to it. If there are no gems to chain to, just destroy it itself, and if there are gems to chain to, but it's not pointing at any of them, then it needs to destroy itself. No, it needs to wait, not destroy itself. Destroying itself would be the opposite of what I want to do. So, let's start by grabbing all of these and toggling disabled. So we're not actually going to destroy it. Then we're going to pick all gems. This is purely just to check to see which ones are available. So if there are gems... one thing I can do pretty easily is add a new event below this one that is just system else. So if there are no gems next to it, we can just destroy the gem. So if there is a gem next to it, then we're going to want to check, so if... Okay, that pick all gem is just that, so at this point we should have selected the actual gem. So compare frame of animation is equal to, let's say 0, I don't remember what 0 is, probably right. And... right check is equal to 1. So animation frame 0 is to the right, I think? Yes. So if animation frame of the gem is 0 and right check is equal to 1, then pick all gems and pick the gem instance with UID of... Nope, this needs to be greater than or equal to, not greater than or equal to 1. So that should chain to the right. if the arrow is facing to the right. So let's try now. Else animation frame equals 0, 1, 2. And instead of right check, we're looking at down check. Right check is down check. Are all of these the same? Looks like all of these are the same. And then we need to check to the left. 2, so 3, 4. Instead of down check, this will be left check. And pick all gems where left check. Okay, so, if a gem we can chain to exists, and our animation frame is 0, so it's looking to the right, and there is a gem to the right, pick all gems with UID of right check -1. I'm not sure it's why it's -1, but whatever. Oh, because I added one over here? Oh, because you can have a UID of 0. So pick the gem with the UID of the gem to the right, and then break gems going out that way. If I do that, that is where I'm going to want to destroy the gem. Oh, that's problems. Let's try grabbing you two and putting you down here. Grabbing you and putting you down here, and then you, I will just destroy the gem. So if there is indeed a gem to the right, and we're facing to the right, destroy the gem. Then actually select the gem and break out that way. Okay, that looks like it will work, hopefully. So you go down here, you go down here, you go there. I don't feel like... Oh, do I need to set Tempex? What do I use Tempex for? What do I use Tempex for? Oh no, crap! I used Tempex up here! So I think I can do that, and then I can get rid of the Tempex on all of these. I can disable all of that. Good evening! Okay, so we do that, we set Tempex, and we pick all gems, have the correct thing, using the Tempex that we set, that'll give us our left check. Then we, assuming there is a gem, if we're looking to the right and there is a gem on the right, we destroy the gem. And then we pick all gems with starting at the gem on the right and destroy them. And that should work. If we see no gems, like if there are no gems connecting, then down here it should just quietly destroy itself. Without chaining to anything. But if there is a gem connecting and our animation is not synced with any of them, then we need to go down and add else. We set timer to DT, which should just let it go another frame or something. And then it'll check again next frame. And then it should just keep checking every frame until something friggin' lines up. Which should be as long as it takes the animation to get around. This should theoretically work. I'm going to go down here to you, nope, not you, and I'm going to set the speed to 10, so we can actually see what's going on, and then we'll test this and see if it works. The one on the left worked. I think the one on the right worked. I think it's working, guys. I think it's working. It's kind of nice when they don't chain down. Chaining down I've seen 100 times. Toss the gem down in a place that I can see chained somewhere else. I think it worked. It was hard to tell. I was busy complaining about not being able to see what was going on, so I didn't see what was going on. I think it worked. It looks like it's doing its job. I'm pretty sure it was pointing to the right when it chained to the right. And it was consistently pointing down when it was chaining down. I think we've done it. Yeah, both of them looked like they chained down. At this point, I don't care. Can a roulette gem chain into another roulette gem? I'm pretty sure not. Oh, maybe it can, technically. No, because 10 is actually the roulette gem. Yeah, no, it cannot. Cannot chain into another roulette gem. But it can chain into a bomb gem. I mean, technically, but you should never see two different trash gems on the screen at the same time. Ooh, and that one even chained to the left. Nice! I haven't been looking at the direction, but it spins very quickly. Looks like it. And that one was pointing right when it chained right. Alright, looks like it's doing its job. It's doing its job. The gem works. Code's all here. Code does its thing. Which means today we have successfully made the bomb gem and the roulette gem. Which leaves us with 3 gems left to make. It's 6:48. What's for dinner? What's for dinner?
I was gonna do something. I should probably start on that actually. I lost track of time.
You think I have time to make another gem?
I mean, you would have to start on one at least.
I was just thinking there's 3 gems left that I need to make. So if I make one, then I'll have 2 for next time.
I mean, you can try to start, because otherwise I don't know what you're doing.
Okay. I can stream some after dinner too.
It's Saturday!
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't start until 8.
Okay. Okay.
Got time.
Okay.
Wait.
Recipe.
I was gonna say, like, what, so you're not gonna start dinner? You just go back to sit down?
Just gonna sit the fuck down.
Okay, so making one more gem. Let's try to make one more gem. This gem should be fairly easy to put together. Because I'm not even going to do anything fancy, it's just going to look like this. Done. Just gonna look like that. Which one is this? This one is going to be the cloud block.
Okay, that seems pretty easy.
Okay, so then also on the top.
Take this out of the bridge because it's not visible anymore.
Okay.
Four.
1, 2, 3, looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, also gonna have something here. Okay, so we'll have mid, light, light, and then I guess this is gonna be a pretty large swash of dark over here. Smith plays, I do a little bit of everything. Though, admittedly, this is just a hobby. Crap. Yeah, then we have the mid. So this should be... This shouldn't be dark, that should be mid. Or this. And this should be over here.
Roman, you cannot have cheese.
I don't really have a good comparison for this one, so I guess that'll do. And then it's dark down here. Okay, so I think the best comparison I have for this one is actually... there. Okay, then we can put the light in. So that's going to be full bright. full bright, so I need a mid here. So that dark... So the dark falls behind. So I think this is gonna be... yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? One, two, three. That's not right, is it? No, it's not, because there's one more. Okay. Then we get the light. And then, do I have a good parallel for these? Looks like my best parallel is going to be this. Yeah, that one goes to that one, so this one goes to this one. There we go. I feel like... I'm going to like this better, doing this as a straight one across. It looks more like what I'm trying to make it look like. I also feel like I maybe want to make this do that instead. Which admittedly is going to make it difficult here. I can't, it doesn't look right. I don't like going by weird numbers. I mean, I guess I can just do that. I don't like it, though. Alright, we're just going with that. It's just gonna look like that. If that's gonna be that, then this is probably gonna be... If that's a 2, then this is gonna be a 2. Which means this is going to be the same... like that. Okay, so that's all of that. So we just need this put into place. That looks horrible. I don't like the parallelism. Mostly, that's it. But if I make this a 2, well, what I can do is start one block lower. And then if I make it a 2... And do that. That's a little better, maybe. Yeah, I did say it on Twitter, but I also don't, like, expect everybody to be following everything I say on Twitter, so no biggie. That'll do. I'm kind of with you on that one, Itinerant. Like, I can understand why people like him, but I don't. I have long since grown out of that phase. Aseo? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Well, that's what I'm doing wrong. Problem solved. There we go, that looks better. Yeah, see, the funny thing about Cloud, and I will defend this to the ends of the earth, is if you want, like, angsty, edgy guy, look at Squall in Final Fantasy VIII. He was, like, angst out the butt. But Cloud? In Final Fantasy VII, Cloud was pretty alright. I mean, he was a serious guy, but he didn't get, like, angsty or anything. The only angst that he got was after there were some world-shattering realizations about who he was as a character, and who he was, period. And honest to goodness, that's gonna make anybody a little edgy. Like, Cloud, I will defend Cloud in Final Fantasy VII to the ends of the earth. But every single time they bring Cloud back for anything they're doing, he's, like, super edgy and super angsty, and, like, why would you do this to this character? He was fantastic in 7. Like, Cloud was fantastic in 7. It's just, anytime they brought him around to do anything after 7. Oh, that's the same shade as that. Yeah, Squall wasn't edgy, but he was angsty out the butt. Oh my goodness, I can't stand Titus. Itinerant can, apparently. I don't know, I can't do Titus. I just can't do it. Alcade is pretty great, not gonna lie. Definitely needed more Alcade. Squall's name isn't Leon, his last name is Leonhardt. Saying he goes by Leon is just going by the first half of his last name. His name is not Squall Lionheart, it's actually Leonhardt. They put the E in. Hi. I feel like this needs a little bit of something else here, so I'll put that there. That's all right. That's looking acceptable. So it's actually Leon now. In Kingdom Hearts it is. In Final Fantasy VIII, his name's Squall. It's just that simple. While we're on the topic of Final Fantasy VIII, what the crap is a gunblade?
Didn't I show you that thing? That, like, pistol musket?
But the blade is where the barrel should be. What does it shoot? It's just
More swords.
It's just got a.
Shoots swords.
It's just got a. It's got like the barrel with bullets in it that just rolls around to the back end of a sword. Like, if it shot a bullet at all, it would shoot the bullet into the sword and just break everything apart and probably shoot shrapnel all over you.
I just said it shoots swords. It shoots sharp, extended pieces of metal. How hard is that to understand?
There's an explosive barrel on its tip. Where? Have you seen these... Have you seen the gun blades? Like, here, friggin' what does this shoot and from where?
You're so upset about this.
Like, look at this thing!
Okay, that obviously shoots a laser sword. Like, obviously. Duh. It just fucking projectile sends.
No, look, I can
plasma
see...
sword.
I can see the little clip down at the bottom. This doesn't have the revolving barrel, it's got a clip. But the handles... But the handle, there's like this extra, like, hand guard as part of the blade that's in the way of the clip coming out, so you can't even change the clip!
Plasma energy!
These swords make no sense! Not only does it not make any sense to shoot anything, but even if it did, you can't change its ammo! How do you vibrate energy? It's a plasma sword.
It shoots more plasma swords. I just fucking explained it. What do you want from me?
Yeah, and when you shoot it, it explodes. It just explodes in his face. This is the stupidest weapon. Remember, you friggin' finally graduated, and Quistis is like, finally a gunblade user, and I'm like, no wonder it took so long to get a gunblade user. You're fine getting people that have a sword that just blows up in their face.
You're so mad. You are so mad. You're so angry at this.
These stupid guns.
You're so angry at this that you're not even angry. You're just disappointed.
Okay, so which is worse, gunblades or scythes? I'm gonna say gunblades, because scythes are ineffective in combat, but gunblades just actively blow up in your face if do anything at all. A scythe doesn't hurt you.
Well, presumably.
I mean, admittedly, I guess you could just use a gunblade like a sword and not kill yourself. But at that point, why don't you just use a sword?
My sword doesn't have a trigger.
Admittedly, when I played Final Fantasy VIII, I don't think I ever used any of the gunblade aspect, like the gun aspects of it. Like, I don't know what limit break or whatever it is that you had to get to actually trigger that, but I don't think I ever used it. So I'm pretty sure, at least for me, it was just a fancy-looking sword. See, a gun scythe at least doesn't have a bullet that gets fired into your own blade.
Are you okay?
That is at least functional as a gun.
Are you gonna be okay?
I hope so.
So do I.
Okay, we need another shine. I'm gonna get back to making video games. Okay. So I think this is shine 11, because 11 is this.
God damn it, I'm putting a hair in everything.
Okay, I think I got good there, so let's...
Okay, let's start there now.
Okay. Alright everybody, dinner's ready, so I'm gonna head out. I'm going to be back after dinner, and we'll finish up this gym, and then after that Barry's gonna stream. So, see everybody in a minute. Alright, we're back. I'm gonna finish this block. And then we're gonna do something else. And by something else, I mean I'm gonna do something else, but I'm not gonna be on stream.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How do I stream?
I don't know. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Oh man, thanks for the sub, Toa. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. One, two, whoop. Not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. I'm gonna try to hurry with this because it's later than I thought it was. And I still have to, once I'm done with this, make the tiny sprite. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Okay, get rid of that one, and just to put the rest of these in order. Okay, so Shine 8 is speed 20. Is it? Really? Speed 20. No, all of these are frame speed 1. You are 20, and you are all frame speed 1. So I do need to go back in here. I need to make this 11. Because the one I just did is 11, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I need to add in... So it'll do it for 11, it'll do it for 8, but it will not do it for 9 or 10. So that should get it to animate. So the block should be fine now.
Every time I open Photoshop since Flux updated, and it does that thing where it automatically disables inside of Photoshop now. Every time I open Photoshop, it's like whoosh. Oh my god, I'm blinded.
Seems to work. Oh, player 2's getting swamped. Player 2's getting swamped! Yes, Toa. Oh, it's frustrating, but I want to change the graphic on this gem. It just looks like a division sign, which is not quite what I'm after. I feel like I've gone overboard.
Hi, Muffin. Yeah? What do you want? Are you upset that I stole this chair if it's not your chair?
Maybe something just a little bit less, like that. I like it. Just that tiny little bit, I like. And now to fix it in every frame of the animation.
Okay.
Hope that didn't right.
So interesting about that.
She's not very trustworthy.
She's not trustworthy. Where did she go? She went somewhere. I don't know where.
Okay, so that should be good. Dang it, it's 8, but I need to do this. stuff's back. I'm working as fast as I can. I mean, that looks alright. It looks good enough, anyway. What, can't tell the difference? Good enough. I'm almost done, I swear. Okay, let's go. Let's see what it looks like. If it works, we're done. So it occurs to me the AI will never pick up Morgana's block because there's no reason to. The AI never tells it to. So I'm gonna have to actually play myself to see what that looks like. I like the block though. I added it just so those little bits kind of stuck out some, and I like it. But the AI will also never pick that up. Game dev is usually on Saturday. I like to do it more than that, but I just haven't had the opportunity lately, and especially now because I kind of need to do it now. It's just so I can hammer out this game and get it done in a reasonable fashion. Look at me holding clouds! Looks like it works. Okay, seems like it all works fine. Which means, right now, we are, I mean, I don't need to, but like, I don't want to drag this game out forever. And I'm at the point where I can make progress pretty quickly. I'm not stuck, like, hammering one stupid thing every evening. So I feel like I need now to actually make progress in order to make progress. But that'll do it for now. So we finished Morgana's block until further notice. I think it's done. I'm not testing as thoroughly as I should, because I'm trying to get done so Barry can stream. But otherwise I think Morgana's block is done, which means we are left now with just 2 blocks left to do, which is Yuki's block and Ogre's block, and those are both going to be enjoyable. They shouldn't actually be horrible. I mean, I know what's going into them, and both of them are going to be unorthodox, but not hard, I think. Alright, till next time, everybody. Go do the Barry thing.
Wait, let me start streaming so
Okay.
that you can raid me.
Okay, Barry's gonna start streaming so I can raid her.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a little interesting because Yuki's block isn't even really a block. You can't pick it up, but it is going to have a,
Okay, I'm technically live now.
Alright. It is going to have kind of a fancy animation to it that I'm going to have to mess with. Ogre's block is a little complicated. It's going to be kind of like making 5 blocks, but once I make 1, the other 4 should be pretty easy. In other news, I'm calling it quits for tonight. Go watch Barry. She's going to be streaming some game dev. She's going to be working on Visual Out, her game, which is coming out soon-ish. So go do the thing! Potentially.
It has like a 30-second countdown.
It's just weird because it's all transparent up top. Good job, Twitch.
Wow.
But yeah, go watch Barry.